Broadcasting live from the Riddicks via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. As it is time for the first time this season to maybe present a trophy. It is time for the Henry Hine Cup final. Brentwood taking on Rutherford. The 5-seed Bruins taking on the 1-seeded Rampage. Rampage win, they're carrying the Hine Cup home. Bruins win, then they force an if necessary game on Monday night in Bellevue that will precede the Preds Cup final between Ravenwood and Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. It's going to be an extended pregame. We're going to introduce both teams, or introduce the starting lineups, do the national anthem, and of course after the second period, we're going to take both teams, send both teams back to the locker room and do an ice cut. So it's championship game format, and also the overtime format is different. Full 14-minute period, 5-on-5, sudden death. And if that doesn't resolve it, a shootout that would go a minimum of 5 rounds of regulation. Zamboni out on the ice. In my hesitation to go off, I did not list the departing seniors for NBA. There are only 3, Graham Rudder, Lee Guy, that's a big loss obviously, and Brandon Fremgen, but they're bringing back a lot of really good players next year. But NBA come up short in the losers bracket final, and it's 8-seeded Ravenwood who are going to take on Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb on Monday night in Bellevue. The Hine Cup is sitting in the scorekeeper box. It's been a perpetual or permanent trophy since 2022. It is a 4-sided base. It has Henry Hine Cup GNASH champions engraved on the front plate. And then on the plate on the, think of the left-hand side of the trophy, or if you were looking down and the front plate was at the front, it would be to your left. The plate on the left-hand side of the trophy has all the champions engraved on it. Centennial, of course, won it last year, but they were knocked out in the losers bracket quarterfinals by USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture. By the way, no penalties in that NBA Ravenwood game, which was a big surprise. A very big surprise. Zamboni off the ice. Now, I don't know if they'll do warm-ups first or introduce the teams and then national anthem first. We'll see how they work things here. Zamboni doors are now closed. Although they're not closed all the way, there's kind of a gap where they are. They'll have to be fully closed as the buzzer sounds to call both teams out of the locker room and onto the ice. Rutherford evolved from the old Blackman program. Blackman, as a Scholastic team, went to the Preds Cup or Hine Cup final in 2010. Lost in triple overtime to the old Ravenwood Brentwood co-op that was back then used as a JV, a combined JV league for the separate varsity programs. We didn't have a very sufficient JV league back then like we do now. This is Brentwood's first ever trip to the Hine Cup final. This is their first ever appearance in the Hine Cup tournament, actually. If they were to force the if necessary game, Brentwood would do and win it. They would become the sixth team in GNASH history to have won the GNASH Predators and Hine Cups, joining Mount Juliet Wilson Central, who did it first 10 years ago in 2014. Pope John Paul II, who matched the feat in 2016. Ravenwood, who matched it in 2019. Montgomery Bell, who matched it in 2021. And Centennial, who matched it last year. Brentwood would also join Ravenwood as the second school in GNASH history to have two separate teams win the same GNASH trophy. The old Ravenwood Brentwood co-op won the Hine Cup in 2009-2010, and the Ravenwood varsity team won it in 2019. Warm-ups are underway. So let's go ahead and talk about the two teams playing this game. First up, Brentwood, coached by Chris Oram. Opened the Hine Cup with a 3-0 loss to USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Good Pasture on February 7th. Then started their march through the losers bracket February 12th. They beat Independence Ravenwood 8-2. It's not, my board's not hooked up to this. No, it's not hooked up to that. Then on February 14th, they beat the Outlaws 3-1. Last Wednesday in the losers bracket semifinal, they beat USN 4-3 in a shootout. And then on Monday, they beat Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 7-6 in overtime in the losers bracket final. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Aiden Pustici, the leading scorer, 15 points from 8 goals and 7 assists. Ty Essenmacher, 9 points from 5 goals and 4 assists. Clay Ellsworth, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Will Hubbard, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Callahan Fielder, 3 points, all from assists. Jack Schultz and Trey Wilkins, each with 2 points from goals. Owen Seeley and Reed Odell, each with 2 points from assists. Zane Cesaroni and Dylan Phillips, each have a point from an assist. Payne Fielder. No, it's not hooked up. It's not hooked up to this. If you spoke into it, you'd be speaking to the people listening at home. On to the goaltending stats. Payne Fielder, well, again, whoever kept score of the Brentwood USN game back on February 7th didn't count shots, so I can't give out all of his stats, but he's 4-1. He's played just over 217 minutes, goals against average of 2.9. No shutouts. He's allowed 15 goals. Let's move on to Rutherford Rampage, coached by Mike Jones. Open the Hine Cup with a 6-1 win over Independence Ravenwood 2 on February 7th. February 12th, they beat USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture 5-2 in the winners bracket semi, and then last Wednesday night in the winners bracket final, beat Hendersonville Beach Gallatin 6-0. It's not me, it's the league president who's trying to hook up to the PA system. Let's look at their stats coming into tonight. Eddie Mays, the leading scorer in the postseason, 7 points from 5 goals and 2 assists. Justin Dickinson, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Carter Burnett Vice, 6 points from 2 goals and 4 assists. Kelvin McClendon, 2 points from goals. Tucker Wilhelm and Brennan Tellez, each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. William Haynes, Carson Brownlow, Lucas Bardo, and Nick Hansen all have 2 points from assists. Cooper Fiesel, Cody Jones, and Dylan Welch each with a point from a goal. And Logan Wolf and Kyle Wolf each have a point from an assist. Let's move on to the goaltending stats. Hold on, folks. I got to pull up the Rutherford page for goaltending stats. Alec Dawes has played all 3 games in goal, so his record 3-0. He's played 126 minutes, goals against average of 1 shutout. He's allowed 3 goals on 71 shots, turned away the other 68. His save percentage in the postseason is an absurd 96. They got it working, yes. So you just have to. So Alec Dawes might be the key player tonight for Rutherford. These two teams split their 2 regular season meetings. Brentwood won the first meeting 7-5 on October 30th, when both teams were still trying to stay up in Tier 2, and then Rutherford won the second meeting 4-2 on January 29th. And now the starting lineups for both teams will stay out on the ice to be introduced. Now here's League President John Williams.
Welcome to tonight's Game 1. If you would, please stand and remove your cap for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight we have from Smyrna High School, Keona Jackson and Bronson Moore.
Now we are I guess we're not going to introduce the starting lineups then. No. All right. Alec Dawes starting in goal for the Rampage. Payne Fielder starting in goal for Brentwood for this first period. Rutherford will carry the puck from my left to right. Brentwood from my right to left. Puck is in the Rutherford zone off the draw. Carried out by Eddie Mays. Justin Dickinson into the Brentwood zone. Going in front of backhander. Stopped by Payne Fielder. I think it may have gone out of play. So the officials say it went out off of a Rutherford stick. Nope, they're going to say it went out off a Fielder. Draws to his right. Draw one by the Rampage. Nick Hansen, left point, shot, missed the net. Puck comes out in front. Zane Cesaroni with it for Brentwood. He'll carry to center, but he lost it. Dickinson going to flip it back into the Brentwood zone on goal. Fielder has to stop, and he'll cover. 13-10 left in the first. No goals on the board. Well, we got started 10 minutes past the scheduled start time, which is not too bad. Draw is going to be to the left of Fielder. Brentwood with it. It's behind the net. Puck comes around to the far side. Nick Hansen trying to keep it alive. Cicerone with it. Passes ahead. Out at center with it. Bringing it into the Rutherford zone is Jack Schultz. His shot off a stick and pass the net to the right of Alec Dawes. Graham Engelhardt on the far boards. Passing it across, but it's going to come to Brennan Tellez, who's going to carry it out. Or Brennan Tellez. Puck cleared out of the Brentwood zone by the Bruins. Here is Dylan Welch driving it back to Kyle Wolf. Wolf, stretch pass up the far side. Will Haynes drops it back. Tellez shoots it on goal from center. Stopped and covered up by Fielder. 12:20 left in the first. No goals on the board in this one. Draw is going to be to the right of Fielder. One by Brentwood, carried to center, Clayton Ellsworth. Into the Rutherford zone on the left wing side, got Dickinson pressing up against him, forces him to go to the end boards. Chops the puck off his stick, Ty Essenmacher drops it back behind the net. But Dickinson has it, whips it around the wall, the near side, and it's going to go for an icing. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. One by Rutherford. Eddie Mays carries it to center, tried to chip up the wall, but it bounced off him and came to Ellsworth, who dumps it back into the Rutherford zone. Carson Brownlow going to get to it. Brownlow passing it up the far side, sent the other way by Owen Seeley. Back into the Rutherford zone. Dawes out of his net. He'll leave it behind the net for Colin Burnett-Weiss. Sends it around the wall to the near side. Puck cleared out by the Rampage. Brought back in with the Bruins and a shot on the right wing side. Blockered away by Dawes. I think that was Essenmacher out on the far, or was it Aiden Pustici? Puck brought back into the Brentwood zone. Carter Burnett Weiss couldn't go down the slot with it. It was knocked off his stick. Puck on the far side, trickles back into the Rutherford zone, picked up by Carter Burnett Weiss. Passed over to twin brother Colin, who fires it up the near side to Dickinson. Backhands it up into the Brentwood zone. Brody Bowman clears immediately. And Dickinson backhands it on goal from center with his back to the net. Payne Fielder has to make the stop. Here come the Bruins through center. Jack Schultz, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Tries to put it in front. Oh, and sending it just past the net to the right of Dawes was Zane Cesaroni. Here's Carson Brownlow to center. Brownlow into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Trying to put it in front. And Cooper Fiesel tapped it towards the front of the net. Trying to put it out in front was Josh Wolf. And the Bruins able to clear. Here is Aiden Pustici into the Rutherford zone. In front of shot. Stopped by Dawes. Rebound picked up by Carson Brownlow. Brownlow through center. Back into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Puck got away from him. Came towards the net. Fielder taps it away. Puck going to be carried to center by Will Hubbard. Hubbard into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Try to pass over to Callahan Fielder. Broken up nicely on the back check by Taz Takayama. Callahan Fielder with a puck now. Passes off to Jack Schultz, whose one-timer in the slot is stopped by Dawes. And the rebound is going to be iced by Rutherford. 9:51 left in the first. No goals on the board. Brentwood with pretty good puck possession so far, though. But Alec Dawes standing tall. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. Won by Brentwood. Here's Aiden Pustici, a shot. Stopped and held onto by Dawes. He'll drop it to his right again. It's won by Rutherford. Brennan Tellez. Fires it ahead off the stick of Callahan Fielder. Came to the front of the net. Actually, it would gone past the net. Payne Fielder decides to stop it and cover. And they'll drop it to his right. Draw one by Brentwood. Puck carried out to center by Clayton Ellsworth. Back into the far side. And Aiden Pustici trying to go to the front of the net. Nick Hansen on the back check knocks it away from him. Clearing attempt knocked down at the right point by Callahan Fielder. Puck behind the net, Brennan Tellez. Fires it around the far boards, held in and backhanded down low by Fielder. Tyus Macher tried to back in front. Intercepted by Dylan Welch. He whiffs in the clearing attempt, tried to clear it out again, held in by Fielder once more. Puck pass across to Clayton Ellsworth, but he was going below the goal line. Now it comes around to the far side. Will Haynes tried to clear it again. It's held in at the right point, this time by Aiden Pustici. Ellsworth over to Pustici, but that's broken up nicely by Dylan Welch. Shot from Will Hubbard, blocked by Welch, and he's going to carry it to center. Welch. Oh, left it behind him, right at the Brentwood blue line. Back the other way goes Clayton Ellsworth. Ellsworth back into the Rutherford zone, but offside. Aiden Pustici went in before Ellsworth did. 8:40 left in the first. Still zip. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Brentwood bench. It's won by Rutherford. Justin Dickinson into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Taking a shot, turned away by Fielder. Puck out on the far side. Rutherford desperately trying to keep it alive. Oh, and it trickles out to center. Back the other way come Brentwood. Johnny Kelso in the Rutherford zone, but Justin Dickinson sweeps in, swipes the puck away, brings it back into the Brentwood zone. Going to the left wing side, taking a shot. Gloved and held onto by Fielder. 8:09 left in the first, and we're still looking for the game's first goal. Draw's going to be to Fielder's right. Brentwood end up getting the puck out of the zone. Here's Jack Schultz, right wing side of the Rutherford zone, tried to pass the slot one off the stick of Cicerone. Dickinson passing it to Eddie Mays off his stick, and back the other way it goes, back into the Brentwood zone. Bruins will clear it out, but intercepting it at center is Colin Burnett-Weiss. Hands it back to Eddie Mays. Mays back inside the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Coming in to take the puck off from behind was Aiden Pustici. Pustici hands it off Ellsworth, left wing side of the Rutherford zone. Past the slot. Oh, Jack Schultz going to hang on to it, but he somehow gets back to it, and his shot stopped and covered up at the far post by Dawes. 7:32 left in the first. Still no goals on the board in the Hine Cup final. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. Won by Brentwood, and a shot from the right wing boards, and Ellsworth had to be stopped by Dawes. Ty Essemacher behind the net. Leaves it behind the net for Ellsworth. Ellsworth comes out to the left wing. Ellsworth backhands it out front. Essemacher sent it wide from right in front. Right point, Callahan fielder passing down the wall to Ellsworth. Ellsworth out high, trying to move to the slot. Kelvin McClendon pokes the puck away. Still in the zone, Ellsworth backhands it down the left wing to Aiden Pustici. Knocked away from him by Colin Burnett-Weiss. It comes back to Pustici, and the slot is shot and missed the net. High and wide to the right of Dawes. Kelvin McClendon trying to clear, held in at the right point. Pustici in front, Ellsworth couldn't get a stick on it. Ellsworth below the left circle, now round the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing corner, pushed off the puck by Carson Brownlow. Ellsworth trying to get it back, picked up by Kelvin McClendon. Trying to carry it to the near side. Picked up by Cooper Fiesel. He tries to clear off the stick of Essemacher, but it comes to Kelvin McClendon, who picks it up and carries it out. McClendon back into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Behind the net. From the inboards. Comes out to the left wing. Drops it back behind the net. Oh, there's going to be a penalty against Rutherford, I think. Or is it against Brentwood? Our first penalty of the night. There wasn't a penalty in the Ravenwood NBA game. Not a single one. Interference against Josh Wolf. So Brentwood get the first power play of the game. No goals on the board. 6:09 left in the first. Draw's going to be to the right of Alec Dawes. Won by Brentwood. Aiden Pustici, high slot, a shot over the net. Puck out on the far wall. Carson Brownlow clears. Puck picked up deep in the Brentwood zone by Ty Essemacher. He'll leave it on the far side for Owen Seeley. Puck out at center. Clayton Ellsworth brings it into the Rutherford zone. High slot, a shot. Blockered into the netting above the glass by Dawes. 89 seconds left of the power play. 5:39 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draw be to Dawes' left. Won by Rutherford, knocked away from Justin Dickinson. Comes to Carter Burnett-Weiss, who's able to clear it out. Brentwood with it, they'll send it back in. Here's Clayton Ellsworth, right wing side, a shot blocked by Carson Brownlow. Stays in play, Aiden Pustici, left wing corner. Hands it off to Jack Schultz, comes out to the left wing. Schultz coming out high, and Justin Dickinson forced the puck off of him. It's out at center, Brentwood still controlling, sent back into the Rutherford zone, but picked up by Dickinson. And he'll fire it to the other end of the rink. On goal, fielder has to make the stop. Under a minute left in the power play for the Bruins. Here's Clayton Ellsworth back in the Rutherford zone on the left wing side. Round the back of the net, out to the right wing. He's out in the right circle, a shot missed the net to the left of Dawes. Here's Pustici. Aiden Pustici. Puts that in front. Ellsworth, a shot, missed the net to the right of Dawes. Pustici behind the net. Puts that in front. Jack Schultz, a shot, stopped and held onto by Dawes. Had it between the knees. 26 seconds left in the power play. 4:35 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draw is to the right of Dawes. Draw one by Rutherford. Brennan Teller's trying to carry it behind his own net to find room to clear it out. But getting right on top of him, Zane Cesaroni. Brentwood having the puck now. Clayton Ellsworth drops it back top of the left circle. Jack Schultz's shot. Oh, hit the shin of Brennan Tellers and then glanced off the outside of the post to the right of Dawes. Ellsworth with it again out high. Try to pass it down the slot. Colin Burnett-Weiss couldn't get a hold of it to clear it out. Puck put in front. It comes to the far side of the net, stopped and covered up by Dawes. Penalty time against Rutherford is up. They are back at even strength. .408 left in the first. No goals on the board. Draws to Dawes' left. Draw one by Rutherford. And Justin Dickinson overskated it at center. Right past his own blue line. He would have had plenty of room to skate up the far side. Carson Brownlow banks the puck off the near boards to Dickinson, who's now in the Brentwood zone on the high slot. His shot off the stick of Owen Seeley and into the netting above the glass. Draw is to the left of Fielder. Brentwood going to end up icing the puck from the far side of their zone. 3:31 to go in the first. No goals on the board. Draw is going to be to Fielder's right. Draw one by Rutherford. Brentwood come up with it. Graham Engelhardt falls over at center. Eddie Mays swoops in to take the puck. Mays back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. And a shot from Carter Burnett-Weiss was falling over in the right circle. Had to be blockered away by Fielder. Trying the backdoor play was, I think, Justin Dickinson. Now the puck out in front. Dickinson, a backhander, score! The puck came off the stick out in front of Dickinson. He moved to his left, got off the backhander, it's in the back of the net. And Rutherford scored the opening goal of the Hine Cup final. 1-0 Rampage with 3:02 to go in the first. Big tie-up for the puck off the draw. It's Rutherford to come up with it. It's out on the near side. Carter Burnett-Weiss dumps it into the Brentwood zone. It hit, I think, Aiden Pustici, who sends it back the other way. No, it's not Aiden Pustici. It was Owen Seeley. Sent back the other way. Pustici with it in the Rutherford zone. Sent over to the far boards. Chipped up the wall, held in Seeley. Just below the right point. His shot stopped and held on to by Alec Dawes. Draw is going to be to Dawes' left. One by Brentwood. Here's a shot. Blockered up in the air by Dawes. Shot came from Pustici. Now the puck flipped back towards the net by Will Hubbard. Gloved and held onto by Dawes. 2:26 left in the first. 1-0 Rutherford. Draws to the right of Dawes. Rutherford win it and clear it out. Callahan Fielder tracks it down at center, passes up the far side. Ty Essenmacher, who will dump it back into the Rutherford zone. Colin Burnett-Weiss trying to get to it. Puck out in front of backhander. Dawes makes the save on Essenmacher. Carson Brownlow flicks it to the near boards. Kelvin McClendon trying to get it out, held in Ellsworth. High slot, passes it over to the right wing corner for Pustitsi. Pustitsi trying to backhand it up to the right point. Held in fielder, pass back down the wall. Pustitsi, right circle, taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Dawes. Minute 50 left in the first. Still 1-0 Rampage. Draw's going to be to Dawes' left. By the way, if Rutherford win this, they'll be the first supplemental team in GNASH history to win a GNASH trophy of any kind. Draw to the left of Dawes. Won by Brentwood. A shot from Owen Seeley at the right point, blocked. Held in Jack Schultz in the right circle. He goes round the back of the net out to the near side. Passes up to the left point, and Brody Bowman. Bowman shot off the stick of Johnny Kelso in the slot and went to the net, or went past the net well to the right of Alec Dawes. Now here's Justin Dickinson back in the Brentwood zone. Left wing side, trying to put it in front for Carter Burnett Weiss, but he didn't send it very hard. Now the puck back in the Rutherford zone. Jack Schultz, left wing side. Passes to the slot. Johnny Kelso goes to the front of the net. His backhander wasn't hard enough. Stopped by Dawes with a right leg pad. Behind the net with it, Zane Cesaroni passing out to the right point, but it's intercepted and carried out by Carter Burnett Weiss. Flips it into the Brentwood zone. Burnett Weiss catches up to it. Tried to put it in front for Eddie Mays. It was broken up. Mays gets to it on the near side. Minute left in the first. Mays round the back of the net. Tried to back in and out in front. Came right back to him. Then he lost it on the far side. Schultz with it. He's going to carry it around to the near side. Schultz. Backhands it through the air. Cesaroni knocks it down. It's back in the Rutherford zone. Cesaroni had it tapped away by Nick Hansen. And then Hansen whiffed on it trying to clear. Puck back in the left wing corner. I think we're going to get a penalty against Rutherford. Yep, referee has his hand in the air. Pustitsi with a puck trying to carry it to the slot. Under 30 seconds left in the first. Pustitsi on the left wing side. Puts the puck in front. Stopped and covered up by Dawes. It's going to be a hooking call against the Rampage. I think it's against Carter Burnett Weiss. It looks to be against him. So Brentwood to return to the power play down 1-0 with 18.1 seconds left in the first period. Draw be to Dawes' right. Won by Rutherford. Won by Brentwood. Ty Essebacher shot the top of the right circle over the net. Off the glove of Dawes and its way over. Pustitsi tried to pass the slot. That was actually blocked. Came out of Callahan fielder. His shot blocked and cleared out by William Haynes. And that is going to do it for the first. Justin Dickinson with a late goal. And the Rampage lead Brentwood 1-0 after 1 in the Henry Hine Cup final. Payne Fielder still in goal for Brentwood. Alec Dawes still in goal for Rutherford. For this second period, Brentwood will carry the puck from my left to right. Rutherford from my right to left. Brentwood will start the second period with 1:41 of power play time carrying over. Rutherford win the draw to start the second. Dub it into the Brentwood zone. At the end of this second period, both teams will head back to the locker room. We'll break out the Zamboni and do an ice cut. Puck cleared out to center, but comes to Justin Dickinson, who dumps it right back in. Dickinson with the only goal of the game so far. Clayton Ellsworth carries the puck to center. Ellsworth into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Whiffs on the shot attempt. When he went to shoot, he left the puck behind him, and that allows Rutherford to clear it out. Callahan Fielder. Now Jack Schultz, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Pass is broken up. Now Schultz, right wing corner, put in front. Aiden Bustiti with a one-timer. Up and over the net. Or did it go off of Dawes and its way out? Not sure. 50 seconds left in the power play. 13:08 left in the second. 1-0 Rutherford. Okay, so it must have gone out off of Rutherford's stick. Draws to Dawes' left. Rampage win it. Schultz trying to send it down low to the end boards. Clayton Ellsworth picks it up. Comes out to the near side. Justin Dickinson able to get a hold of the puck and clear it. Oh, and Callahan Fielder nearly gave it away to Eddie Mays, who would have had a breakaway going into the Brentwood zone, but Mays couldn't get a stick on it. Puck back in the Rutherford end. Cleared out by the Rampage. Mays in a foot race with Ellsworth, who beats him to the puck inside the Brentwood zone. 20 seconds left in the power play for the Bruins. Here's Callahan Fielder passing ahead to Jack Schultz. Ahead to Bustiti at center. Aiden Bustiti into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Could not get around the defender. Puck cleared back into the Brentwood end, and that'll kill off the rest of the penalty. Penalty against the Rampage is up. They're back at even strength. Callahan Fielder passing out to the far side. Aiden Bustiti. Bustiti, left wing side of the Rutherford zone. Carries it to the end boards. Passes up the far wall to Clayton Ellsworth, and Dickinson almost came in and took the puck off of him. Couldn't get a stick on it. And now the puck comes to Dickinson on the far side. He clears it out to center, trying to catch up to it. He's got it in the Brentwood zone. Going to the front of the net. His shot stopped. Rebound saved by Mays, or rebound saved by Fielder on Mays. But he's drawn a penalty. Will Hubbard was holding him as he was going to the net. So it's going to be Will Hubbard going to the box. Hooking is the call. So Rampage getting their first power play of the game, leading 1-0 with 11:50 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Fielder. Draw one by Rutherford. Brennan Tellez, left point. Pass went off a stick. Comes down low to the right wing corner. Callahan Fielder is going to slap it to the other end of the rink. Dawes out to play it. He'll leave it behind the net. He's looking to pass it. He's going to whip it around to the far side. And William Haynes carries it around to the near side. Passes over to Tellez. Tellez crosses the red line, brings it back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Tellez around the back of the net. Leaves it for Haynes on the left wing side. Haynes leaves it for Dylan Welch. Welch, pass across, went off the stick of Schultz and out. Kelvin McClendon was moving down the right wing, so he wouldn't have been able to get Welch's pass anyway. Rampage get the puck back. Welch back into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Spins around. Lost the puck. Cleared out by Schultz. Dawes out to play it. Under a minute left in the power play for the Rampage. Dawes going to fire it up the far side to William Haynes. There were no players in a blue sweater around him, so he could afford to do it. Haynes back into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Pass went off a stick, and Tucker Wilhelm couldn't hold on to it. Clayton Ellsworth flips it ahead, but Justin Dickinson knocks it away from Aiden Bustiti. Dickinson back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side, taking a shot, missed the net to the left of Fielder. 30 seconds left in the power play. Brentwood clear the puck out. Carson Brownlow going to get to it inside his own zone. Brownlow firing it up the far side to Dickinson. Dickinson back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing. Trying to pass to the front of that. Colin Burnett Weiss went off a skate, came back to the blue line. Aiden Bustiti's going to carry it the other way. Back into the Rutherford zone on the left wing. Taking a shot, blocked it away by Dawes and out of play. 7 seconds left in the power play. 9:58 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. Draw one by Brentwood and a shot from Clayton Ellsworth that'll be turned away by Dawes. Here's Colin Burnett Vice with a puck. Passes up the far side, Eddie Mays. Penalty time against Brentwood is up there back at even strength. Mays into the Brentwood zone. Goes to the front of the net, a shot. Stopped by Fielder with a stick. Here's Eddie Mays pinned up against the near side boards. Puck comes to Ty Essenmacher. He tries to clear. Kyle Wolf fighting with him, but Essenmacher clears it out. Picked up Aiden Bustizzi. Bustizzi back in the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Goes across Ellsworth, one-timer. Tremendous save by Alec Dawes to get across and rob Ellsworth and keep Rutherford up 1-0 with 9:23 to go in the second. Draws to Dawes' right. One by Rutherford. Puck carried to center. Cooper Fiesel. Puck sent ahead off the skate of Will Hubbard. It's in the Brentwood zone, but Brody Bowman beats Josh Wolf to it. And Clayton Ellsworth is going to carry it out to center. Ellsworth back into the Rutherford zone. Goes to the right wing. A shot stopped by Dawes. He'll cover up the rebound. Draw is going to be to Dawes' left. Draw one by Brentwood. Brendan Tellez trying to get it away from Zane Cicerone. It is taken away by Dylan Welch. Welch lost it on the far side. Tellez with it, or is it Nick Hansen? It's Nick Hansen who clears it out. And now Tucker Wilhelm nudges it back into the Brentwood zone, but he got hit at the blue line by Brody Bowman. Couldn't keep the puck. Now Will Haynes with a shot from an on-angle, bottom of the left circle, turned away by Payne Fielder. Puck out on the far side. Dylan Welch drops it back down behind the net, picked up by Jack Schultz. Gives it over to Johnny Kelso. Puck cleared out to center. Wilhelm sends it back in. Will Haynes was offside and touched it. They end up waving that off. Puck back down deep in the Brentwood end. Owen Seeley knocks it off a stanchion in the left wing corner. Brendan Tellez sends it back down deep. Here is Dylan Welch. Pass was intercepted down low, but a clearing attempt held in. And here's a shot stopped from the right circle by Fielder on Nick Hansen. Puck out at center. Hansen with it again. Tellez over to Will Haynes. Now Justin Dickinson. Dickinson fires it on goal from center, gloved, dropped by Fielder, and he decides to cover. 7:42 left in the second. 1-0 Rutherford. The last time a supplemental team played in a GNASH tournament final was 2002, the old GNASH Cup tournament. The Nashville South Sharks. Rutherford head coach Mike Jones played for them. They lost to Brentwood. After that season, supplemental teams were abolished until the 2013-14 season when the Tennessee Outlaws were born. Puck is in the Rutherford zone. Carson Brownlow brings it out under pressure from Clayton Ellsworth. Puck sent back into the Rutherford end, picked up by Colin Burnett Vice. Sends it out to center. And Ellsworth had it tapped off his stick. It's back in the Rutherford zone. Colin Burnett Vice will carry it out. Knocked off his stick by Ty Essenmacher. It's back deep in the Rutherford zone. Rampage trying to clear it out. Held in Clayton Ellsworth at the left point. Takes a shot. Stopped by Dawes. And he'll hang on for the whistle. 7:01 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. Draw one by Brentwood. Aiden Bustizzi trying to put it in front. Goes around the back of the net. He's trying to wrap around. Puck is taken away. Eddie Mays pushes it out to center. Justin Dickinson with it. Dickinson back in the Brentwood zone. Dickinson holds, gets around Callahan Fielder. Tried to put it in front for Carter Burnett Weiss, but that was blocked, I think, by Fielder, who managed to stay with him. Puck sent out to center. It's going to go back into the Rutherford zone. Aiden Bustisi with it on the right wing side. Dumps it down low behind the net to Clayton Ellsworth. Ellsworth comes out to the far side. Ellsworth turns it over. Dickinson carries it to center, but he had it tapped away. Sent back the other way by Brentwood. Ellsworth back into the Rutherford zone. Ellsworth lost the puck. Gets it back from the inboards. Puts it out in front. Jack Schultz's shot. Stopped and held on to by Dawes. 6:06 left in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draws to the left of Dawes. Won by Brentwood. It's taken away and carried to center by Kelvin McClendon. McClendon back in the Rutherford zone, Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Stops. Wants to pass. Gets off a shot. Kicked away by Fielder with the right leg pad. Puck out on the near side. Cleared out by Zane Cesaroni. Tez Takayama at center. Tried to send it back into the Brentwood zone. He was prevented from doing so. Puck back in the Rutherford end. It's in the right wing corner. Rampage come up with it. Carried to center by Kelvin McClendon. Passed ahead to Josh Wolf. Wolf left wing side of the Brentwood zone. Pushed it through the legs of Seeley, but couldn't catch up to it at the front of the net. Puck held into the left point. Takayama knocked off his stick from behind by Cesaroni and cleared. Logan Wolf catches up to it. He's inside his own zone. Passes up the far side. Cooper Fiesel. Fiesel back in the Brentwood zone on the right wing. Passes off Kelvin McClendon. McClendon the slot, a shot stopped by Fielder. Whiffed in the rebound attempt. Gets it back. Out on the near side. McClendon leaves it to the left point. Nick Hansen sends it down the wall to the left wing corner, and Josh Wolf. Wolf tried to send it back up top. Was broken up by Brody Bowman. Hansen jumps in. Carries the puck around the wall. Here's Wolf. Left wing corner. Wolf. Backhits it out in front. And a shot from Fiesel went off the stick, I think, of Owen Seeley and past the net. Puck sent to center. Now it's back in the Rutherford zone. Graham Engelhardt tried to catch up to it. It was poked away from him. McClendon back into the Brentwood end. Passes over to the left point. Eddie Mays off the bench. Kept it atop the blue line. Now it's McClendon with it again. McClendon passes down the left wing to Mays. Trying to put it out front for Dickinson. It's cleared out by Brentwood. Brendan Tellez catches back up to it. Tellez back inside his own zone. On the near side. Clears it out. Carter Burnett Weiss dumps it back into the Brentwood zone. It goes past the net to the left of Fielder, Payne Fielder. Now here's Ty Essenmacher back to center. Essenmacher back into the Rutherford zone on the left wing side. Try to go to the front of the net. Has to go around the back of it. Brentwood changing some personnel. Puck taken away from Essenmacher and cleared. And it's going to be an icing against Rutherford. 3:40 left in the second. Nope. Second ticked off. 3:39 left in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. 3:39 from an intermission to do an ice cut. Draw is going to be to the left of Dawes. One by Brentwood and a one-timer made. Bustisi went off a stick, came on goal. Dawes had to turn it away. They try and clear the puck out. Held into the left point by Will Hubbard. Puck goes down to the end boards. Colin Burnett Weiss with it. He whiffs trying to clear it out on the near side. So it's dumped back down low by Ty Essenmacher. Aiden Bustisi left wing corner trying to put it behind the net. Clayton Ellsworth has it. Ellsworth trying to skate away from Justin Dickinson. Ellsworth. It's turned over behind the net, and a clearing attempt went off the stick of Ty Essenmacher into the netting above the glass. It was Carson Brownlow trying to get it out. That went off the stick of Essenmacher. They're dropping it to the left of Dawes. That makes no sense. Draws to Dawes' left. 3:07 left in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw one by Brentwood. Alec Dawes knocks it away from the net. Here's Will Haynes carrying the puck to center. Haynes into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Trying to pass it over to Dylan Welch. It was broken up by Callahan Fielder. Ty Essenmacher clears to center. Carson Brownlow with it. Brownlow fires it off the far glass. Will Hubbard at center. Chips it ahead to Clayton Ellsworth. Ellsworth goes back into his own zone looking for space to skate, and he takes off. Ellsworth back into the Rutherford zone on the left wing side. Turns around, hands it off. Aiden Busticci left circle, a shot over the net. Puck held in by Schultz on the right wing boards. Puck behind the net, Dylan Welch sends it around to the far side. Will Hubbard just keeps it into the left point. Sends it past the net to the right of Dawes. Schultz below the goal line. Puts that in front of one-timer. Stayed by Dawes on Ellsworth. A tremendous save. And then the net came dislodged. .2:12 left in the second. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw to the right of Dawes. One by Brentwood. Brody Bowman shot in the left point off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Draw to the right of Dawes again. One by Rutherford. They try and clear it out. They do. It's trickling through center back into the Brentwood zone. Justin Dickinson gets to it. Backhands it out in front, but it's knocked away from Eddie Mays by Owen Seeley. Dickinson with it again. After the slot, a shot. Just grazed the right leg pad of Fielder. Puck going through center back into the Rutherford zone. St. Cesaroni with it. Has to go behind the net. Has the puck taken away. They try and clear. Held into the right point. Owen Seeley. Seeley shot. Turned away by Dawes. Puck out on the far side. Cleared out. Brody Bowman. Ahead to Johnny Kelso. Kelso tried to send it back into the Brentwood zone. And I think his stick got knocked out of his hand. Stick went flying through the air. And there's going to be a penalty. So it's Carter Burnett Weiss going off, it looks like. So Brentwood return to the power play, down 1-0 with 83 seconds left in the second. I'm not sure what the penalty is. The ref never gave a signal. Elbowing, okay. Draw's going to be to the left of Dawes. One by Brentwood. Aiden Busticci shot stopped and held on to by Dawes. .78 seconds away from an intermission. Draw going to be to the left of Dawes again. One by Brentwood. Ty Essenmacher, right wing side. Puck taken away and cleared out by the Rampage. Callahan Fielder with it at center. Now Aiden Busticci. Busticci back in the Brentwood zone Rutherford zone left wing side. Minute left in the second. Round the back of the net goes Busticci. Comes out to the right wing side. Passes up to the right point. Ty Essenmacher. Back down low to Busticci. Pass across. Clayton Ellsworth, and we get a whistle. Did the net come dislodged? Yes, it did. The net came dislodged because Alec Dawes' water bottle got knocked off. 86 seconds left in the power play, 49.2 seconds to go in the second. 1-0 Rutherford. Draw's going to be to Dawes' right. Draw one by Brentwood. Clayton Ellsworth, left wing side. Ellsworth comes out to the left circle. Put it in front of back here from Schultz. Stopped by Dawes, and he's got it covered. Draw's going to be to Dawes' right again. Draw one by Brentwood. Clayton Ellsworth, left wing corner. 30 seconds left in the second. Ellsworth with the puck knocked away. Carson Brownlow with it. Squeezed up against the boards by Jack Schultz. Minute left in the power play for the Bruins. Here's Ellsworth with it, coming out to the left wing side. Pass out to the high slot, off the stick of Essemacher. He catches up to it, drops it back down deep. It's behind the net. Colin Burnett-Weiss passing out to the far side. Justin Dickinson trying to get it out. He does. He clears. Clayton Ellsworth with it. Being chased back into his own zone by Eddie Mays. Ellsworth, puck tapped off his stick. That's it. That's it for the second. Brentwood will have 36 seconds of power play time, carrying over to the second period. To the third period. And the game is now paused for an ice cut. Justin Dickinson scored the only goal so far in the first. Rutherford have a 1-0 lead on Brentwood. Shots on goal for Rutherford, just 15 through 2. Shots on goal for Brentwood, the board reads 35. The board reads 25. I think it should be more like 28. I think they're shorting Brentwood a few shots, but Alec Dawes has been terrific in goal so far. So all the rosters for next week's All-Star game, next Wednesday's All-Star game, were supposed to be announced today. They did not announce them. I was going to use this time to, okay, so the Zambonis come back off the ice. I hope there's nothing wrong with it. But anyway, I was going to use this time to go over the initial All-Star rosters for next week, but since they have not been released, I have nothing to talk about. So, what I'm going to do I'm going to take a break. So for those of you listening live, I'm going to turn off the microphone, and I will be back when the third period is ready to go. But for those of you listening on the podcast, we're going to go ahead and jump to the start of the third period. 2 periods done in the Henry Hine Cup final. The Rampage leading Brentwood 1-0. We are ready to resume. Unfortunately, the Zamboni could not get any water to flow, so no ice was actually cut. So the ice is in the same shape as it was when the second period came to an end. Brentwood have 36 seconds of power play time, carrying over to the start of the third period. Alec Dawes still in goal for Rutherford. Payne Fielder still in goal for Brentwood for this third period. Rutherford will carry the puck from my left to right. Brentwood from my right to left. Brentwood win the draw, send it into the Rutherford zone. It's immediately cleared out. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Bruins. Back the other way come Brentwood. Clay Ellsworth, left wing side of the Rutherford zone, round the back of the net. Comes out to the right wing side. Tried to pass across, diving out to break that up was Brownlow. Here's Aiden Pustizzi. Trying to bank it in from an on angle off of Alec Dawes. It's stopped. Penalty time against Rutherford is up. The record even strength. Here's Ellsworth. Out to the high slot. Moving over to the right circle. Around the back of the net. Passes up to the blue line. Owen Seeley. Seeley shot taking deflection. Stopped by Dawes. He's got it covered. Jack Schultz got the tip into the chest of Dawes, who covers. 13:08 left in regulation. 1-0 Rutherford. Draw is going to be to Dawes' right. One by Rutherford. At center with it, Justin Dickinson. Dickinson into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. He stops. Waits for a defender. Passes it down low to the inboards behind the net. Eddie Mays trying to backhand it out to the left point. Puck comes to the blue line. Carter Burnett Weiss, a shot, misses the net to the right of Payne Fielder. Puck sliding through center back into the Brentwood zone. Rutherford zone. Nick Hansen's going to get to it. Hansen taps it around the wall to the far side. Tries to jab it ahead. Zane Cesaroni trying to keep it alive. Here's Carter Burnett Weiss. Comes out to center with it, but he lost it. Keeps it away from Graham Engelhart. Tried to shoot it into the Brentwood zone. Was blocked. Eddie Mays had it, and Burnett Weiss stepped over the blue line before Mays did, so there goes the whistle for offside. 12:18 left in regulation. Rutherford still leading 1-0. Draw's going to be on the dot across from the Brentwood bench. It's won by Rutherford. Shot on goal from center by Carson Brownlow, to be stopped by Payne Fielder. Puck back at center. Here's Ty Essenmacher dumping it back into the Rutherford zone. Clayton Ellsworth had to get back on side. Here's Carson Brownlow standing behind his own net. Carrying it up the far side to center. Bumps into Clay Ellsworth. Still brings the puck into the Brentwood zone, but he had it taken away. Oh, and then William Haynes almost got it away from Ty Essenmacher near the net. And Callahan Fielder clears it out to center. It's slapped away from Ellsworth by Colin Burnett Weiss. Here's Callahan Fielder carrying it back to center. Back into the Rutherford zone. Spins around, passes over to the right side, and put in front by Pustizzi, and Clayton Ellsworth knocks it over the top of the net. He had it wide open too, past the slot, intercepted by Brownlow. He tries to clear it, hits Jack Schultz. Here's Clayton Ellsworth, left circle, trying to go to the slot. Ellsworth, right circle, a shot, missed the net to the left of Dawes. Jack Schultz, with some room, takes a shot off the stick of Carson Brownlow into the netting above the glass. 11 minutes left in regulation, still 1-0 Rutherford. Justin Dickinson with the only goal of the game near the end of the first. Draw to Dawes' right. One by Rutherford. They try and clear, held into the left point. Dickinson chops it out. Here's Justin Dickinson. Back into the Brentwood zone on the right wing side. Try to pass it over to Mays. That was broken up by Johnny Kelso. Puck out on the near side. Tess Takayama sends it back into the Brentwood zone. Here's Brody Bowman. Trying to fire it out. Knocked down by Carter Burnett Weiss. And they're going to call him for offside. There were still some Rutherford players. I guess he was just beyond the blue line when he knocked it down. So they call him for offside. 10:23 to go in regulation. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw one by Rutherford. Puck dumped into the Brentwood zone. Brentwood cleared out. Tess Takayama picks it up inside the Rutherford end. Passes up the far side. Icing waved off because Owen Seeley didn't go for it when it was right near him. Tries to clear it up the wall. Held in by Dickinson, but he gives it away. Brentwood clear it out, but Dickinson takes it right back at center, runs into Johnny Kelso, and loses the puck. Here's Dickinson bringing the puck back into the Brentwood zone. Dickinson tried to pass it in front. It was blocked. Puck cleared out by the Bruins. Brendan Tellez passing up the far side. Dickinson back into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Shakes off a defender. Tried to pass down low. Went off a skate. Held in by Nick Hansen. Hansen with an on-angle shot. And is gloved and held onto by Payne Fielder. 9:24 to go in regulation. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw is going to be to the left of Fielder. Draw one by Brentwood. Puck cleared down ice. On goal. Alec Dawes has to stop it. Puck out on the far side of the Rutherford zone. Clayton Ellsworth with it. Ellsworth. Put it in front to Hasselbecker. Shot stopped and covered up by Dawes. Draw's going to be to the left of Dawes. One by Brentwood, and a shot from Clayton Ellsworth off a stick into the netting above the glass. He'll drop it to Dawes' left again. Draw one by Brentwood, and a shot from Pustici, gloved and held on to by Dawes. So they'll drop it to his left once again. One by Rutherford. Can they clear it out? No. Kept alive in the blue line. Will Hubbard. Pustici right circle. Sent it through the top of the crease and just past the net to the right of Dawes. Puck out on the far side. Held in by Callahan Fielder. He sends it down low. Here's Josh Wolf. Clearing it out to center. And now Kelvin McClendon, left wing side of the Brentwood zone. McClendon to the left wing corner boards. Pushed up against them. Now back the other way. Goes Callahan. No correction, it's Ellsworth. Right wing side of the Rutherford zone. Leaves it for Pustici. Pustici in the slot. A shot over the net. And then Dawes backs into the net and dislodges it. 8:17 left in regulation. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draws to Dawes' right. One by Rutherford. Brendan Tellez carried it to the far side. Wanted to pass it up the far side. He whiffed on it. Now Justin Dickinson ahead to Eddie Mays at center. Mays brings it back into the Brentwood zone. Mays a shot. Stopped by Fielder. Rebound cleared away from the front of the net. Puck out at center. Dickinson comes in and grabs it. Dickinson. Carries it back. Oh, offside. Eddie Mays went in before Dickinson did. 7:51 to go in regulation. Still 1-0 Rutherford. Draw's going to be on the dot across from the Brentwood bench at center. One by Rutherford. Brendan Tellez dumps it into the Brentwood zone. Brody Bowman behind his own net. Trying to pass it up the far side. It hit Justin Dickinson, stayed in the zone. Comes up to the left point, held in by Nick Hansen. Now it's cleared out by the Bruins. Brendan Tellez will track it down. And Rutherford couldn't clear it out of their zone. Here's Zane Cesaroni tried to pass the slot. Jack Schultz didn't know it was coming. It hit his skates. Nick Hansen trying to clear. Held in by Schultz. Puck's into the front of the net. Deflected past the net by Brendan Tellez. Here's Zane Cesaroni coming out to the left wing side. Pass over to the slot. Brody Bowman had it broken up. Here's Justin Dickinson through center into the Brentwood zone. Pass in front. Eddie Mays back over to Dickinson. His shot turned away by Fielder. Puck at center. Dumped back into the Brentwood zone by Taz Takayama, but Dickinson and Carter Burnett Weiss to get back onside. Rutherford changing the line. Pustizzi through center. Back into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. Round the back of the net he goes. Pushed off the puck. Dylan Welch with it. Welch carries it to center. Could not flip it past Will Hubbard. Puck back in the Rutherford end. Now it's cleared out. Sent back in. Clayton Ellsworth, right wing side of the Rutherford zone. A shot turned away by Alec Dawes. Colin Burnett Weiss sending it to the near side. Held in Will Hubbard. Trying to pass the slot. That was broken up. Tucker Wilhelm going to skate to center. Wilhelm jabbed off his stick. Will Haynes will dump it into the Brentwood zone. Hubbard. Puck back at center. Here's Ty Essenmacher back into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. And the puck knocked off his stick. Oh, by Carson Brownlow. But he tripped over Brownlow's stick and fell. And Brownlow's going to go to the box for it. Brownlow jabbed the puck away from Essenmacher. But Essenmacher fell over his stick. And it's going to be another penalty for Rutherford. So Brentwood back in the power play, down 1-0 with 5:49 left in regulation. Draw is going to be to the left of Alec Dawes, or is it going to be to the right? I think the foul happened on the... They touched up the puck to his left. It should be to his left. Draw one by Rutherford, and Eddie Mays is going to carry it out to center. Mays into the Brentwood zone on the left wing side. Trying to pass across Justin Dickinson, couldn't reach out for it. Dickinson with a puck now on the near side. Trying to hold it in. Puck carried to center. Jabbed off the stick of Ty Essenmacher. Callahan Fielder brings it back into the Rutherford zone. Tried to back in it towards the front of the net. Carter Burnett Weiss takes it away. And now Justin Dickinson on a breakaway in the Brentwood zone to the front of the net. Making a score! Rutherford gets breathing space! Carter Burnett Weiss passed it ahead to Dickinson, who carried it right to the front of the net and backhands it in. He's got both of Rutherford's goals, and it's 2-0 with 5:16 left in regulation and 86 seconds left in the power play for the Bruins. A massive goal. A massive, massive goal. Rutherford with a puck. Dylan Welch fires it up the far side, back into the Brentwood zone. Puck back in the Rutherford end. Carter Burnett Weiss fires it out. Minute left of the power play for the Bruins. Is it too late for them now? Clayton Ellsworth through center, back into the Rutherford zone on the right wing side. A shot stopped by Dawes. Rebound goes to the end boards. Puck cleared out, up the near side. Owen Seeley couldn't keep it in. Goes all the way back into the Brentwood zone. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Bruins. Oh, and Will Haynes forces a turnover inside the Brentwood zone, but then he loses the puck near the blue line. Here's Aiden Pustizzi through center. Back into the Rutherford end. Pustizzi shot off the stick of Burnett Weiss, and then it was stick handled away. It went off the stick handle of Dawes, and Burnett Weiss ends up clearing it into his own bench, trying to get it out of the zone. 12 seconds left in the power play. 4:01 to go in regulation. Still 2-0. Rutherford. Draw to the right of Dawes, won by Brentwood, and a shot blocked by Justin Dickinson. He'll clear. That'll kill off the rest of the penalty. It is now up, and the Rampage are back at even strength. They scored a shorthanded goal to extend the lead to 2-0. Puck back in the Rutherford zone. Dylan Welch with it. Welch fires it to center, knocked away from Justin Dickinson by Ty Essemacher. Here's Ellsworth back into the Rutherford zone. A shot stopped and covered up by Alec Dawes. 3:30 to go in regulation. Still 2-0 Rutherford. Draw is going to be to Dawes' left. Justin Dickinson taking the face-off for Rutherford. He scored both of their goals. One by Brentwood. A shot from Jack Schultz, slowed up by a stick, stopped and covered up by Dawes. Drawby to Dawes' left again. One by Brentwood. Will Hubbard out high, taking a shot off a stick. Came to the front of the net, cleared away by Colin Burnett Weiss and out. Picked up at center by Ty Essemacher. Passes over to Will Hubbard. Brought back into the zone by Jack Schultz. Hands it off. Zane Cesaroni could not get to the front of the net. He has the puck on the left wing side still. Drops it down low behind the net. Callahan fielder behind the net. Passes it up the far side. Held in at the right point by Ty Essemacher. His shot goes off the stick of Cesaroni and past the net to the right of Dawes. Callahan fielder behind the net. Puts it out in front, but nobody in a blue sweater is there. Coming all the way down low was Essemacher. He would have been the man at the right point. Justin Dickinson flicking the puck up the far side back into the Brentwood zone. Will Hubbard with it. Here's Eddie Mays. Puck knocked off his stick back into the Rutherford zone. Puck carried to center by Cooper Fiesel, but it's taken away from him. Aiden Bustizzi back in the Rutherford zone, put in front, and steered on goal by Ellsworth off the right leg pad of Dawes. Puck behind the net. It's out on the far side. Tried to clear it out, held in by Bustizzi. Now Ellsworth. Tried to pass it to the front. That was broken up by a diving Carson Brownlow, cleared out by Kelvin McClendon. The net is empty for Brentwood. The extra attacker is out. Puck back in the Rutherford zone. Carson Brownlow with it. He'll fire it into the empty net from the far side of his own zone. Carson Brownlow with a long distance goal, and that should be it. 3-0 Rutherford with 92 seconds left in regulation. Rutherford fans chanting, "We want the cup." You're 92 seconds away from getting it. Draw one by Brentwood. Ty Essemacher fumbles it at center. Back the other way goes Colin Burnett Weiss. He'll bring it back into the Brentwood zone. Hand it off. Justin Dickinson, a shot. Stopped and covered up. No, fielder went to cover it up. He could not. Puck cleared out by the Bruins, only as far as center. Carson Brownlow waiting for his teammates to get back on side. He'll dump it back in the Brentwood zone. Owen Seeley with it. Last minute of regulation. Clayton Ellsworth into the Rutherford zone. Has to go around the back of the net. Oh, lost the puck behind the net. Justin Dickinson with it. Dickinson over to Taz Takayama. Taz Takayama on the near side. Banks it off the near boards and out. Net is empty for Brentwood again. Puck dumped back into the Rutherford zone. Dawes behind the net. He's going to fire it, try and clear it out. Bustizzi keeps it alive. He was going for the goal. Puck jabbed off Bustizzi's stick. Now here's Justin Dickinson firing into the empty net and in. to complete his hat trick, and Rutherford are going to win the Hine Cup. It's 4-0 with 25.3 seconds to go. Draw one by Rutherford. Carson Brownlow tries to fire it up the near side. It's at center. Carter Burnett Vice with it. He'll dump it into the Brentwood zone. Owen Seeley with it. Brentwood not pushing very hard. They know it's over. It's time for a rampage in Rutherford County. The Rutherford Rampage are the 2024 Henry Hine Cup winners and the first supplemental team to win a GNASH trophy of any kind. They win the Hine Cup final 4-0. I agree with that. The Rampage did it. Justin Dickinson scored so early in the first period, or late in the first. That score held up through 2. And then Rutherford scored 3 here in the third. A breakaway shorty for Dickinson, and then 2 empty netters. One from long distance for Brownlow, and then Dickinson an empty netter from center to complete his hat trick. And the Rutherford Rampage are the first supplemental team in GNASH history to win a trophy of any kind. And the Brentwood Bruins, first Hine Cup final they've ever taken part in, they lose. And this might be the beginning of a different kind of era for Brentwood. John Williams about to announce the MVPs.
Before we hand out the cup, we'd like to award not only 1, but 2 Hine Cup MVPs this season. To Captain Justin Dickinson for his 3-goal hat trick, and goaltender Alec Dawes with a 37-shot shutout. You boys are going to have to share the award until we can get another one made. Congratulations. Don't go far, Justin. Without further ado, Commissioner Bond would like to award this year's Hine Cup to Captain Justin Dickinson and Coach Mike Jones. Congratulations. Thank you everyone for making this season memorable. See you Monday night for the Preds Cup.
So, co-MVPs, Justin Dickinson with his hat trick, and Alec Dawes for his shutout. I think he faced more than 37, so I think he faced about 40. And we're going to have Mike Jones, the head coach, come on over here. Mike, 22 years ago, you played in a tournament final against Brentwood, part of a supplemental team, and you lost. Here you are 22 years later. You're coaching a supplemental team to a GNASH tournament win. How's it feel?
Well, I actually didn't get to play in the championship.
Oh, okay.
I broke my wrist against Brentwood in the state playoffs, and then they beat us 4-0 in the championship. I think it was at that point still Gaylord Arena in downtown. But, yeah, I can't say enough about these kids. You know, from where we were when I took over about 4.5, 5 years ago to the team now, it's such a good group of kids, and they've worked their butts off all year long. The last 4 years, especially my seniors, they've been through some of the lowest lows that you could be in GNASH, winning one game a year for their first 2 years as my senior class to Hine Cup champions their senior year. Just been such an amazing turnaround.
This was not an easy win tonight. Alec Dawes was huge for you through those first two periods. They outshot you by almost a 2-1 margin tonight, and Alec was just brilliant as he has been since he joined your team in the second half of the season.
Yeah, he's been a great find from our team manager from last year, who saw him playing hockey in the neighborhood and said, "Hey, we got a high school team. You want to join?" And he joined, and it's just taken off from there. So yeah, he's definitely earned it, and I expect much bigger things from him than GNASH high school hockey next year.
Justin's breakaway goal in the third that put him up 2-0. That was a big, big moment because it seemed to take weight off the team's back.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. I'll be right back. Let me go take this picture.
All right, we're gonna keep interviewing him in a second. I'm gonna go take a team photo. We actually have the opportunity to interview the head coach since we are at ice level. He's going to be down with the goalies. He's going to take his moment to raise the cup. Job's finished, he says. Yeah, that Justin Dickinson goal in the third that put you up 2-0 seemed to take a lot of weight off the team's shoulders.
Yeah, they were pretty tight for the first two periods for sure. The little non-intermission helped settle down, I think, and just reinvigorated the boys, got them fired up and ready to finish it out.
You look at the final scores, this was not an easy tournament for you at all. Catcher Grayson was stopping everything in sight in the first round. You needed a 4-goal burst early in the third to win that. You had a tough one out against USN. Everybody knows how good Ben Schwartz is. And even the win over Hendersonville wasn't easy. It was well past the halfway point of the first when Justin had his hat trick there. And then, of course, tonight, it never is easy in GNASH.
No. I mean, look at Ravenwood. They're the 8th seed, and they're going to be playing for the same thing, well, for a bigger cup than we played for tonight. And, I mean, we were 1 point away from being that 8th seed. We could have very well been in the upper bracket, which is 1 more point, and it could have been a much different story for us winning the Predators Cup. So, I mean, any team really, once you get into the playoffs, if you don't have that strong goaltending, and in GNASH especially, you got to have that one dominant line that can take over a game, and they took over every game in these playoffs, that's for sure.
Your season as a whole, the first half was so tough. Jackson Wilson, your starting goalie, goes down with an injury, and he comes back for one game against Ravenwood, which you win, but then he gets hurt again. And your schedule, your final few games are crammed into a couple of weeks. You have no practices. You end up having to drop down into Tier 2 with Brentwood. Before you stepped out on the ice for the second half, what was the message before you started the second half of the regular season?
That we don't let the first half define what the second half's going to be. We knew that the challenge of being short goaltenders for the first half of the year would present, and you know, it's hard when you're relying on a goalie for backups almost every night. Shout out to John Garrison. He actually showed up to cheer us on tonight.
Oh, good for him.
But yeah, they knew that no matter where we finished in what division, we were gonna give it our best shot wherever we ended up. And it just so happened that we were a point short of staying up, so we moved down. And they took it in stride. They said, okay, well, we'll prove that we belong. And I think they did that tonight.
Here comes the difficult part about coaching a supplemental team. The Outlaws have had a lot of big senior classes over the years. You got a big senior class this year. You're saying goodbye to 8 kids. But you have a team in the middle school league, I think. You have a team in the JV league too?
I think middle school. I don't know about the JV league.
So you have somewhat of a pipeline established.
Yes.
And Alec Dawes is only a sophomore, so he might be back next year.
So I'm personally hoping that I never see Alec play another game in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
I hope that he goes on, gets drafted, and does big things in the next stage of his career. But, you know, if he does stay, we'll do our best to run it back with him.
Well, Mike, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your team. A tremendous second half. You only lost 1 game in the entire second half to USN. It was right before the holidays, but you bounced back. Yeah,
that was a game that we just decided not to show up, and we thought that we would just stand around and watch the puck, and they paid for it in practice, let me tell you.
Here's Alec Dawes, the co-MVP. Man, you were steady tonight. Nothing shook you. And those 2 saves you made on Clayton Ellsworth in the second were just awesome. Probably the biggest points of the game outside of Justin's third period shorty.
Yeah. You know, it was they were some big time saves. You know, that's kind of something you need from a playoff goalie, and I was just lucky enough that I could be in the position to make those saves. But you know, that's something I train for every day, and it's what I show off for. So. You joined this team for the second half of the season. How much preparation did you have right before you started playing with them? Yeah, you know, not too much, you know, preparation. I met the team at a practice before my first game, and the locker room just kind of clicked. It was a fun place to be, and I really enjoyed playing behind these guys. So.
Alec, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, maybe we'll see you next year, but if not, good luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Justin.
JD.
Justin, come here.
Captain Justin Dickinson. That first goal was so big, but that breakaway goal, the shorty in the third, was just massive. Tell me about that.
I told him from the start we need to get that first goal off the shift, and unfortunately that didn't happen. So we knew we had to get the next one, and we knew the next one was going to be even bigger because they were right on our heels. They gave us a good game, and they were all over Alec, and Alec stood on his head. So to get that goal felt amazing. It was huge, and it was great. That was for all the alumni who had some previous rough years, and I dedicate that game to them.
And you know what? This program evolved from Blackman, and in 2010, Blackman as a scholastic team lost the Hine Cup final in triple overtime to the old Ravenwood Brentwood co-op. So this is kind of puts that heartbreak away. But when you scored that shorty goal, it seemed to just take a weight off everyone's shoulders.
Yeah, I just knew I needed to get that for everybody, and really put our foot on their neck to hold that game off. And,
this is your last game, and you go out as a champion.
Feels good. I try to leave it all on the ice. Try to, and I feel like I did. Maybe I had more, but yeah, it feels great.
You definitely did. I hate when players. I know that you got to move on with your life because that's how life goes. But I hate when players like you go because I miss watching you and covering you. So congratulations to you in this night. Congratulations on your career, and congratulations on great season where you win the Hine Cup. And best of luck to you in the future, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you. Everything you do for the league. It's awesome.
Thank you, Mike.
Have a good night.
You too, man. So the Rutherford Rampage, the 2023-2024 Henry Hine Cup winners, beating Brentwood 4-0 in the final. The departing seniors for Brentwood: Owen Seeley, Graham Englehart, Ty Essenmacher, Hill Houston, Aiden Pustizzi, Trey Wilkins. And like I've said, the loss of A-Game seems to finally be catching up with Brentwood. They still have a team in the JV League, but they got knocked out of the playoffs a couple weeks ago by the Outlaws in a 9-1 loss. So Brentwood might be in the beginning of a difficult era. And even next year, they've got 8 juniors. So if those juniors come back, they'll have 8 kids graduating after next year. For Rutherford: Colin Burnett Vice, Carson Brownlow, Taz Takayama, Carter Burnett Vice, Abby Ricaldi, Jackson Feltz, Kea Plant, and Justin Dickinson will be taking the cap and gown walk. The goal scorers for Rutherford: a hat trick for Justin Dickinson, and the other goal came from Carson Brownlow. Co-players of the game are Justin Dickinson and Alec Dawes, just as they were co-MVPs. So the night in GNASH is done, and the first trophy of the postseason has been handed out. The Rampage defeat Brentwood 4-0, and earlier in the night in the Predators Cup Losers Bracket Final, it was Ravenwood staving off an NBA comeback to win 4-3. Next week, Monday at 8:25 on the Chris Brink in Bellevue, it is the 2024 Predators Cup Final. Ravenwood against Hensworth Nolensville Lipscomb. If Hensworth win, they win the Preds Cup. If Ravenwood win, we'll play an if necessary game next Wednesday night. We'll be on the air at 8:15 for an 8:25 face-off on Monday. Next Wednesday here on Rink A in Centennial, it'll either be, well, if Ravenwood force the if necessary, that'll get going at 7:10. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. That'll be followed at some point by the All-Star game. Now, if Hensworth win, the All-Star game next Wednesday night will start at 7:10. We'll be on the air at 7:05. We'll know by Monday. Or we'll know after Monday night. We'll know on Monday night whether we're playing 2 games or 1 next Wednesday night here at Centennial. And that's it for the penultimate week of the 2023-2024 GNASH season. Congratulations to Mike Jones and the Rutherford Rampage, the 2024 Henry Hine Cup winners, the first supplemental team in GNASH history to win a GNASH trophy of any kind. And how about Ravenwood, the 8th seed in the Preds Cup final for the 3rd straight year? Can they win it? They definitely can. But they got to win twice. We'll see what happens Monday. Our finals tonight in the Predators Cup Losers Bracket Final: Ravenwood 4, Montgomery Bell 3. And in the Hine Cup Final, Rutherford Rampage 4, Brentwood Bruins 0. The Rampage are taking home the Henry Hine Cup. Congratulations to them. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend. Good night from Centennial, and we'll talk to you Monday night from the Chris Brink in Bellevue for the Preds Cup Final. Ravenwood against Hensworth Nolensville Lipscomb.